Hey, welcome back to the Ijumas podcast. So today I want to talk about something very, very powerful, and that is the power behind your decisions you make in your life. Because I realize that one of the things we do unconsciously is that we make decisions without really knowing that we've made a decision. And then later on, we start to blame other people for the results or the consequences of those decisions we make in our life. So one of the things I started understanding about life is that your decisions is really the key to, creating more for yourself. Why I say this is that a few years ago when I first left school, I was faced with this dilemma. I was either going to go back to my mother's house, that is, go back to my hometown, or just find a way to move to a different city and start again. And the scary thing was that moving to a different city, I didn't know nobody there. So a lot of things to be considered. So one of the things I did was I just had to just say, fuck it. Let me just move to a different city, rent my own apartment and see what else happens from there. And I was able to save up some money during the period of trying to, move my things from my school to my hometown. I saved up some money, sold some things, and I was able to raise a lot of money. Then I moved to Asaba, a place called Asaba, close to my school at the time. And I rented my first apartment. That was a very, very scary thing for me to do. Moving out on your own, to say, okay, I want to start doing things on my own as an individual. But I realized looking back right now, that decision forced me to really level up. It forced me to become a man and really take on responsibility that I never really thought was possible for me. And those responsibilities I started taking for myself, forced me to be the man I am, forced me to say, okay, I wanted to push myself to be able to earn more money so I can be able to take care of my mom and take care of the people in my life, and which eventually led me to getting married very young. So I look back right now. If I didn't make the decision of going to a new city to start over, I would still be in that village that I was born into. And that is one of the things that really stops so many people in life. They are born into a situation and they just remain there without pushing themselves just because, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, that shit is scary as hell. Like, I won't tell you that it's something you can just do, like there's no fear there. There's so many risks and so many things involved. But at the end of the day, if you don't make those decisions that will put you in uncomfortable situations initially, then you will not be able to know what else you are capable of doing, right? I didn't know I was capable of making sure that I, find a way to start making money and turning my life around until I started pushing myself into my uncomfortable state, which is going after, renting my own house and starting to live on my own and gradually building myself from there. So oftentimes we do this mistake of trying to blame other people for where we are right now. But if you really think about it, at the end of the day, you are where you are today because of the decisions you've made in the past. You've not grown beyond the stage you are currently in right now because you've not made the decision or the difficult decisions that is needed to take you to the next level. And this is one misconception we all have. We all confuse decision for wishes. You can say, I want to do something, right? You just saying I want to do something is not a decision. That does not take action. A wish is just what it is. A wish, doesn't really stands for anything, right? If I say I wish to have cars, if I say I wish to have houses, that's a wish. Everybody have wishes. But the thing that differentiates a decision from a wish is a decision must always follow by an action. That means if I decide that I want to move to a different city or I want to go buy that phone, I have to take an action immediately as soon as I make that decision so that it can force me into this loop or this journey of going to achieve that thing that I've decided to achieve. Because until I take that small action initially that will push me towards the direction of achieving that thing I want to achieve, there's no way I'll be able to achieve it. And that's why a lot of people live in this state of wishing, right? They will sit down in their house and wish to have money, wish to do things, wish to own this and own that, and they're not really ready to put in the work today, learn the skills or develop themselves in the things that will enable them get to that place they want to go. And thus you see them living their life building upon wishes, and that's a very dangerous thing to do. And the one truth you need to really come to terms with is that when you don't decide to do the uncomfortable things that you need to do to be able to achieve the things you want, you have to understand that you are putting yourself in a very difficult situation because you are also making a decision that I don't want to do anything. I just want to allow life lead. I just want to be poor. I just want to be miserable. I just want to just go through life wanting things and not being able to achieve them, right? So it's one of the things that I really get to sit down and think about now. And I realize, man, everything I've ever accomplished in my life, the things that have gone wrong, the things that have gone right, the things that have been good and bad, they all come from a decision I made initially. So when you think about your own life, I want you to really look at your decisions. You know, decision is one thing you want to take. You want to take very seriously. You want to be very, very conscious of the decisions you make, not be unconscious, right? Be conscious and say, this is the decision I want to make. This is the approach I want to take to be able to achieve this thing. Once you do that, this really puts you in this state of mind where you are always going to have control over your own narrative, because you know that if you want something done, if you want to achieve a goal, if you want to achieve something, if you want to buy something, it starts with you just deciding that I want to get that thing. And from there, you start building upon, okay, what will it take for me to buy that thing? Or what will it take for me to achieve that thing that I just said I want to achieve? From there, you start taking the action, and eventually you are going to see the results you want. So let me know your thoughts about this episode. Make sure you share this episode to your friends, recommend it, and I'll see you in the next episode.